We're kicking off today with some unfortunate news for John Cena fans, as the reigning undisputed WWE champion will not be in a highly anticipated match at Money in the Bank. According to a report from PW Insider Elite, the long-rumored Cena vs. Punk rematch is not planned for Money in the Bank, though WWE is eager to make the match happen. Rather than Money in the Bank, though, it's being reserved for later this year when the timing better aligns with creative and promotional strategies. Cena will retire from wrestling at the end of the year, and while a showdown with Punk is still expected, fans will need to wait a bit longer for the potential match. Many fans hoped for a reunion of this storied rivalry with CM Punk at the event, recalling their iconic clash in Chicago in 2011, considered to be one of the best matches in WWE history. On that July night, Punk overcame the odds, won the WWE Championship in his hometown, and famously exited the arena with the title, briefly leaving WWE as champion. Given the rich history between the pair, this bout has attracted attention ever since John announced his farewell tour, and it'll likely be the last time the two ever meet in the ring. Do you think the match should take place at Money in the Bank 14 years after their epic encounter, or are you okay with waiting for later in the year? Let us know in the comments. Cody Rhodes knows what it's like to face Cena in 2025, as he's been absent from WWE TV since losing the WWE title at WrestleMania, but fans can expect him back soon enough. The American Nightmare has been preparing for his return, and Rhodes is now advertised for the Money in the Bank Premium Live event at the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles on June 7th. It'd be very unlikely he'd be promoted for the show and not appear, and though it's unclear whether Cody will compete at Money in the Bank, his presence has practically been confirmed. But the question is, what will Cody do at Money in the Bank? Well, it appears that a rematch with John Cena is coming, one with some extra names thrown in. PW Insider reports that there have been pitches for John Cena to be in a tag team match or a six-man tag team match, and that Travis Scott could be one of his allies. Not only is Scott expected to be available for Money in the Bank on June 7th, but he also has been training with Booker T in Texas to do more in the ring. Having Cena and Scott in action will practically guarantee Rhodes facing the two men who took the WWE title from him, and it remains to be seen who Cody will align with. Of course, plans aren't set in stone until WWE announces them, but right now, fans can expect a huge tag team match or even a six-man tag at Money in the Bank with the returning Rhodes. His appearance has also been confirmed for the May 16th episode of SmackDown in Greensboro, North Carolina, his first since WrestleMania, meaning fans can expect him this week. Will Cody go after John Cena at Money in the Bank, or does he have a different target in mind? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. Now, Solo Sikoa's bloodline has looked shaky ever since his crushing defeat at the hands of OTC Roman Reigns during Raw's blockbuster Netflix premiere. Internal tension has simmered ever since, with cracks forming between Solo and his enforcer Jacob Fatu, a situation eerily reminiscent of the once dominant but fractured bond between Roman and Solo. With Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa out of action due to injuries, Solo Sikoa didn't wait around. Looking to reinforce his crumbling empire, he brought in reinforcements in the form of former NJPW powerhouse Jeff Cobb, who now stands as the newest member of this reloaded and dangerous version of the Bloodline. Cobb made his shocking WWE debut at Backlash during Jacob Fatu's brutal Fatal 4-Way title defense. While the crowd erupted, Fatu's reaction was far from welcoming. His glare said it all, and the tension between the two alpha males was instantly palpable. Wrestling fans immediately began buzzing about Jacob Fatu versus Jeff Cobb, and thankfully, according to WrestleVotes, plans are indeed in motion. In fact, this storyline is expected to take a major turn, with Bronson Reed joining forces with Solo, leading to a power shift within the faction that will eventually see Jacob Fatu kicked out of the new Bloodline. The Ostzilla's allegiance was also teased on Instagram, where Reed sent a single word welcome to Cobb, signaling his support and possible alliance. Let's not forget that Reed has a deep history with the group. He fought alongside Solo's squad in the Survivor Series 2024 War Games match against the OG Bloodline. It was during that high-stakes showdown that Reed attempted a tsunami splash off the top of the cage, only to suffer a serious injury that's kept him out of action ever since. But now, whispers are getting louder. Reed's return is near. Once Reed is back, the new Bloodline will be fully armed with Solo Sikoa, Bronson Reed, Jeff Cobb, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa, a fearsome force ready to rewrite the Bloodline legacy. And yes, this all builds toward Jeff Cobb versus Jacob Fatu, a colossal showdown between two of the most dominant powerhouses. The only question is, when will WWE pull the trigger? Well, as reported by WrestleVotes in their Q&A on Sportskeeda Wrestle Binge, I wouldn't say relatively soon, I'd say before the end of the year. They gotta introduce Jeff Cobb a little bit first, but I do think once that match does happen, it's gonna be impressive. Those are two big boys. Those are two bangers. I'm really looking forward to it, just don't know when yet. So what do you think? Are you hyped to see Jeff Cobb versus Jacob Fatu in what promises to be an all-out war? Do you believe Bronson Reed is the right fit for Solo Sikoa's Bloodline, or should he go solo or even join the rumored Paul Heyman-led faction with Seth Rollins? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, this booking isn't officially confirmed. WWE has a habit of swerving us when we least expect it, so anything can still happen in this blood-soaked chess game. Now, The Rock hasn't been popular with fans in 2025 following his unexpected absence from WrestleMania and controversial defending of his absence on the Pat McAfee podcast. Though he was at Raw's Netflix debut and Elimination Chamber where he helped turn Cena heel, The Rock skipped WrestleMania 41 where many hoped to see him as part of the main event. On McAfee's show, The Rock said he was there to boost ticket sales and express dissatisfaction with the creative direction, and this has hardly gone down well. After his follower numbers spiked in January after appearing for WWE, The Rock has lost around 5 million Instagram followers, including over 500,000 within the last month alone. Once one of the platform's most followed stars, his recent decline suggests that fan sentiment may be shifting about the Hollywood A-lister / WWE's final boss. Fans have made clear their dissatisfaction at The Rock's absence from WWE, and Booker T won't rule out the rumors of potential heat between The Rock and Triple H. On his Hall of Fame podcast, Booker weighed in on the rumored friction between the two titans of WWE and potential clashes over creative. He said, "You know what, man? It could be. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me tell you right now, man, when you're dealing in a testosterone-fueled business where you're dealing with a bunch of men, I'm sure there's gonna be some heat and some friction somewhere down the line. Then you got two guys like Triple H and The Rock. You got two alphas, man. I'm sure there's going to be some headbutting here and there. So hey, man, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's just say that." While Booker wouldn't be surprised if there's genuine heat, Kevin Nash has shut down rumors of backstage problems between the Brahma Bull and his close friend. On his Click This podcast, Nash argued that The Rock is simply too busy managing his Hollywood career to perform power plays with the game before adding, "Does anyone know what IMDb is?" And then you go to their page and you see the projects he has. Dwayne is pretty busy. With conflicting stances from two-time Hall of Famers, fans will keep wondering whether the alleged tension is real, just another storyline, or not existing at all. On the May 12th Raw, Gunther announced that he'll challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship next month, where he'll battle either Jey Uso or Logan Paul. The announcement has left fans wondering why WWE would book this WrestleMania rematch and why it'd fall on a random Raw, but now more has been revealed. While speaking during a Q&A session on Sportskeeda WrestleBinge, WrestleVotes said that Gunther is owed a rematch and the rematch will set up a new storyline for him. It's also a way of having Gunther off the Money in the Bank card and instead feature him in a major way on Monday Night Raw. But what could this budding storyline be? Well, many believe that this match will lead to Gunther being confirmed as the final opponent of Bill Goldberg. Goldberg announced in 2024 that his final match will come this year, and a confrontation with Gunther at Bad Blood has left many picking the Austrian as Bill's final adversary. Having Goldberg cost Gunther the match would give Gunther a reason to seek revenge, setting up the match between them for later this year, perhaps as part of SummerSlam. With this year's SummerSlam being a two-night event, WWE will want a stacked card, and Goldberg's final match could be on the card and possibly even headline one of the nights. Rusev returned to WWE on the post-WrestleMania edition of Raw, and while he's been dealing with Alpha Academy since then, fans are awaiting the Bulgarian's first full feud back. On this week's Raw, Sheamus was seen hyping up Akira Tozawa, who was hoping to battle Rusev, and the Irish Star called Rusev a hairy Neanderthal. The fact that Sheamus is not in any feud right now has left many feeling that he will be Rusev's first major angle back, and the pair have history as alum of the League of Nations. Would you like to see Rusev and Sheamus battle? Let us know down in the comments. The Wyatt Six remain missing from WWE TV, but the group has been active on social media, and now Joe Gacy has shared a major tease. On Instagram, Gacy shared a photo of his Huskus the Pig gas mask, seemingly teasing that he and the group are ready to bring their demented characters back to WWE programming. The comments were flooded with fans asking Gacy to come back soon, with some excited that it'll be happening in the near future, while many shared the group's signature red circle. There have been renewed rumors about the group's return, as many expected them to come back with Alexa Bliss, who returned to SmackDown last week after months away. Rather than return as part of the Wyatt Six, Bliss returned in a random tag match as the mystery ally of Zelina Vega, a return that has rubbed some fans the wrong way. As for the Wyatt Six, fans await their comeback, and with Gacy's post, it may not be long before the faction, who were a fixture of WWE in the latter half of 2024, are back on screens. Over to AEW Dynamite now, as Beach Break's main event saw Samoa Joe and Jon Moxley battle in a steel cage with the AEW World Championship on the line. Willow Nightingale and Powerhouse Hobbs managed to stop the Death Riders from interfering, but amidst the chaos, Gabe Kidd threw a briefcase to Moxley to use as a weapon. Moxley used the briefcase to strike Joe, securing a controversial victory, and after the match, the Young Bucks stormed the ring to inflict further damage. Kenny Omega attempted to make the save, but Kazuchika Okada blindsided him and threw him into the ring, and the Elite then lowered the steel cage once again. Swerve Strickland cleared the ring with a Swerve Stomp before announcing Anarchy in the arena for Double or Nothing, setting up a massive, star-studded match. While Joe was never positioned as a likely winner, he gave a great performance in what could be one of his final world title opportunities, as the veteran has been open about winding down. Gabe Kidd's surprise appearance adds intrigue to the evolving dynamics between the Elite and the Bullet Club, raising questions about how things will be developing going forward. With Anarchy in the arena now set, any combination of talent involved promises a violent and chaotic clash on top of an already high-stakes card for Double or Nothing. Not only will Double or Nothing be a huge show, but it'll set up All In Texas, as AEW is set for a massive summer, judging by this week's main event. The Hurt Syndicate got a win over Top Flight in dominating fashion, and after the match, the AEW World Champions were confronted by Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. The ROH World Tag Team Champions called their shot for a match with the Hurt Syndicate, but were interrupted by Crew, and MVP set the match for Collision. Guevara and Rhodes will face Crew, with the winners facing Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin at Double or Nothing with the tag titles on the line. As for the match fans saw this week, it was little more than a squash, and hopefully this won't mark the start of an absence from TV despite such a one-sided defeat. While Lio Rush and Action Andretti of Crew have slowly built their way up to a title match, it seems off that the reigning ROH Tag Champions are calling for a title shot out of nowhere. Backstage, Renee Paquette spoke with a confident MJF ahead of his own segment with the Hurt Syndicate, and she warned the scumbag that something could go wrong. MJF was terrified of receiving another no from Bobby Lashley, even hiding behind Tony Khan backstage, and Shelton Benjamin would have to coax him to come out. Ultimately, Lashley gave MJF his thumbs up, and MJF freaking out upon hearing the news was a hilarious sight that was also entirely within his character. Now MJF is joining the Hurt Syndicate, though fans will have to wait until next week's show for the contract signing, suggesting that a last-minute swerve could still render all of this pointless. Later, MJF revealed that he needed his lawyer Smart Mark Sterling to look over his contract with the Hurt Syndicate before the signing takes place in 7 days' time. Hopefully things go off without a hitch and fans get to learn what MJF's role in the group will be, even if it means a detour from his ultimate goal of regaining the AEW World title. Over to TNA now, as a major change has hit their upcoming Under Siege event on May 23rd in a shakeup many fans will not have seen coming. It's been announced that the TNA World Tag Team Champions, the Nemeths, will defend their gold at the event against Matt Hardy and Leon Slater, who is replacing Jeff. This is due to Jeff being unable to travel to Canada due to past legal issues stemming from DUI arrests, as the Canadian border is strict about allowing people with criminal convictions. That's especially the case for those involving impaired driving, and while Jeff has made several efforts to clean up his act, his past and legal issues stop him from entering some countries. Will Matt Hardy and Leon Slater be able to find chemistry in time for their big match, or will the Nemeths use their experience as a team to keep the gold? Let us know in the comments. TNA President Carlos Silva has addressed confusion over the company's stance on intentional bleeding following reports of a ban on blading and excessive violence. Silva, as well as others in TNA, told the Takedown on SI that while there is no ban on blading in place, talent has been advised to use blood more sparingly following 2 particularly violent matches. These matches were a dog collar match between Steve Maclin and Eric Young, and a barbed wire bout involving Sami Callihan and Mance Warner, both of which happened recently. Reports of the ban came from PW Insider, who said that officials had told talent that blading was no longer allowed outside of very specific exceptions. It was reported that TNA made the decision to keep their Impact show family-friendly for advertisers, and came as TNA and Anthem continue to search for a TV deal outside the US. Silva acknowledged that TNA is being aware of potential advertisers and partners, which was also confirmed by PW Insider, and that TNA and Anthem are shopping for a new rights deal. While Silva admitted that fans can expect to see less blood on television, there is no ban on blading in TNA wrestling as initially reported. Silva didn't address TNA's multi-year partnership with WWE, a company that has previously banned blading, though has been more open to let the viscous liquid flow in recent years. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was speculated that a ban was done to keep Impact more in line with WWE, but that doesn't seem to be the case given Silva's clarification. WWE 2K25 launched earlier this year, and recently the developers dropped the New Wave DLC pack, adding Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, and the Motor City Machine Guns to the roster. When this DLC was first announced, though, it was said that a mystery celebrity would be part of the pack, but this mystery person is nowhere to be seen. On Twitter, WWE 2K shared that the celebrity guest character originally set for the pack has been postponed, and they'll be revealed in the upcoming weeks by WWE. To make up for the delay, WWE 2K gave fans a code that can be used to redeem 12,500 VC, the in-game currency, which is the equivalent of $5 US in the real world. Even without the guest celebrity, the New Wave pack has some of the most popular stars currently in WWE, and who will this guest addition turn out to be? Only time will tell. Are you excited about getting to play as this mystery celebrity, or will this be a character you're in no hurry to purchase? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Back to Dynamite, and in Women's World Title Eliminator action, Mina Shirakawa earned an impressive win over Toni Storm, Azumi, and Sky Blue to earn a title match with the Timeless One. This marked Shirakawa's first match as an official member of the AEW roster, and while it was Mina who got the win, Azumi came across looking like a star. AEW made reference to Azumi winning the New Japan Strong Women's title from Mercedes Moné by pinning Mina at Resurgence, and after the match, Moné attacked the new champion. Jamie Hayter made the save and locked the CEO in a statement maker before officials broke things up, teasing Moné's next feud, presumably for the AEW TBS title. As for Mina, she has plenty of history with Storm to explore, laying the groundwork for an excellent match over the title. After a match was made last week, Ricochet mocked Zach Gowen early into their match, but the one-legged wrestler proved that he could still go in the ring. In the end, it was Ricochet who got the win in a match that was just as much about celebrating Gowen's wrestling career as it was about giving Ricochet the victory. Hangman Adam Page and Will Ospreay battled Konosuke Takeshita and Josh Alexander in a phenomenal opener, with Page and Ospreay instantly gelling as a team. It was the faces who'd get the win in this one, ahead of their battle against one another in the Owen Hart Tournament Finals at Double or Nothing. Daniel Garcia tried to convince Nigel McGuinness to continue the fight against FTR, who would attack their rivals until Daddy Magic made the save with a crowbar. After Nigel got involved in Garcia's match with Dax Harwood on Collision, this was a perfect follow-up, even if the proposed tag match by Stokely Hathaway is one Nigel doesn't expect to win. And we're ending with a big return, as former WWE Women's Champion Jazz is back in WWE, but she's not appearing on screen and is instead stepping into a coaching role. Jazz has been working as a guest coach in the WWE Performance Center throughout this week, giving her experience and advice to the next generation of talent. The WWE, TNA, and ECW alum officially retired in 2021, but has been more active on the wrestling scene, including being in a battle royal in TNA this past January. In April, Jazz was part of a 6-person tag team match in Texas, where she teamed with her husband Rodney Mack, and she's also been helping out in TNA and the NWA. WWE bringing in guest trainers is nothing new, as former tag team champion Doug Basham worked as a guest trainer at the PC last week and currently works with OVW. Basham helps train actor Emily Bett Rickards for her leading role in Queen of the Ring, where she played Mildred Burke in the biopic about the legendary women's wrestler. Jazz's impact on women's wrestling is undeniable, and now she's using her experience with the up-and-coming stars of WWE. And with a no-nonsense, tough-as-nails persona, Jazz could be exactly the kind of coach that the young stars of the WWE Performance Center need to go to the next level.